Hi, it's Dr. Shaunna of drshaunna.com, and it is FAQ Friday Book Blog Edition. And the book we're featuring today is by Suzanne Somers called Tox-Sick. And I love this book. So, as many of you know, we live in a toxic world. The world we live in now is not the same as it was even 100 years ago, or 50 years ago for that matter. And there is a consequence and an effect of all of these toxic substances that are in our environment. And what I love about this book is Suzanne interviews leading experts in a variety of fields and picks their brain, asks them the hard questions, and really explores this further. She also uses as a springboard from that her own personal and family experiences and shows examples from her husband and her granddaughter and herself of the health challenges that, maybe it'll resonate with you. You or someone else might be experiencing some mystery illness or some mystery symptoms that you just can't seem to get to the bottom of. Or you might wonder why you can wake up and have a flat tummy and by the end of the night you can look like 6 months pregnant and you wonder what's going on. So as I help people also with nutritional cleansing, and that has been my world, I know a number of factors, but I really like the science of it. And she really looks at 6 toxic threats. So they are plastics and other chemicals, the low-fat food movement, that low-fat craze of the 80s that made everybody fat, that and that sugar-filled processed foods. That's where I've spent a good deal of my energy is devoted to helping people with that. Toxic mold, which is very scary. The overuse of pills as well. Out of that realm at this point in my life, and the GMOs and EMFs, so genetically modified organisms and electromagnetic fields and cell phones and things like that. So she kind of does each chapter by chapter, and I think she really does it a great justice, and then she goes through and gives a number of suggestions for some things that we can do. She talks about probiotics, and so some of these things you may have heard of, omega fatty acids, you may have heard about it from me or from someone else, and so you kind of know why or that it's maybe a good thing to include, but she goes into a little bit of detail as to why, and I always love the why should I. And the other thing is at the back there's a nice little appendix that looks at some of the actual science studies. So, whether it's BPA and prostate cancers or, other studies of insecticides or pesticides and how they have been linked, and really gives, the number of people in the study, the confidence interval, etc. So it's very interesting, and so I think everybody should read this book, quite frankly, but especially if you are feeling off. And by all means, consult with your own healthcare provider. That goes without saying. But when they're feeling stumped, when everybody is feeling stumped, when you're told there's nothing wrong with you and you're still not feeling wonderful, it's helpful to probe a little further. So I think it's a great read, and it's also something where you might think, do I have some things going on in my environment that maybe I would like to choose to do a little differently. So pick it up, Tox-Sick by Suzanne Somers, and let me know what you think. Have you read this book? Do you like this video? If so, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of those features. And be sure to follow us on our blog. You can find it at drshaunna.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lots of great information on a number of topics. With that, have a fantastic week. Be clean and cleanse out for you, and be good for you.